second week of 2023. We are the NRW, where nerds rule the world. I am Heather Hurt. I will be your host for the evening. I hope that I'm going to just stop right there. With me today is the wonderful, the one and only, the level upper himself, Glenn Lawrence. How are you today, sir?
Level upper. Hey, what's going on? How we doing?
Making up words just for you.
I appreciate it.
And of course, the king of the NRW, Kuya P. How are you, sir?
What's going on? Good to be here. Great to see y'all. Yeah, ready to rock this next week. Brand new week, getting right. This is the week I plan to really get back into things. I don't know if y'all were off last week. I felt a little off, but I think we're off. Well, actually, we weren't really off because we were doing our 2022 picks, 2023 expectations. That's out on the channel, so people can peep that. But now it's back to normal, I guess, right? Where we figure out what's dropping. Actually, no, we did do one last week, right? It was me and Heather. Glenn got busy. So we did do some picks, but so we got picks this week, and I'm not going to be returning back to WTOP-FM. So if y'all live in the DC metro area, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia, y'all be hearing me during the week now. I used to just do the weekends for entertainment, but now I'm on during the week. So while you're on your rush hour to work, you can hear me on the radio. I've got to figure out my picks. I'm probably going to steal from Heather after she's done today. That'll be what I'll be talking about on WTOP-FM this week.
Sweet. Well, congratulations. We're going bigger and better every single year. But yes, the last couple of weeks have I'm just gonna blame December. December is one of those months that kind of uproot you in totality, and then you just have to figure out what shit you're supposed to be doing again in January.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So we're gonna get back to that this month, I think.
You got to figure out what stays and what goes, your New Year's resolutions, and what the new you want to be. Yeah, all that stuff.
Sure. For that 8.5 minutes where you want to be a different you do it. All right, let's start. Let's go old school here. The good, the bad, the ugly. Glenn, you go first. What have you been watching?
What have I been? Man, I'm really looking forward to The Last of Us. I've been just scoping out for that. And I gotta be honest, what has captivated my attention has been the NFL. This is the last season or the last week of the NFL. So I've been watching all the games and keeping up on it, and going so far as to watch even commentary. I stopped watching commentary because I was like, this is silly, but I've even gotten back to watching commentary a little bit. So unfortunately, I could give reviews on that. It's been trash a little bit, but other than that, I always forget to write down because I did just see a movie and I totally forgot to write down the name of it. I'm going to remember in the middle of Kuya P talking about what he did last week. But I did see The Menu. That was actually, I saw that. We should have a review up on that shortly on the channel. And I enjoyed it, but you can hear more about what I thought about that, coming up. And then that's about it. Oh! I know what I've been watching. Our Flag Means Death. I started getting into Our Flag Means Death. Hey! Very fun. I will say this: Leslie Jones, incredible. I just saw her in Out of Office, that movie, and then I saw her in Our Flag Means Death, and I'm like, she really steals the show. And you're kind of like, come, please. She needs to be back on. She needs to find a way on that ship. She's great. She's incredible. So those The Menu, Our Flag Means That. Those are kind of the things that I've watched and I've been digging so far. I haven't seen anything too terrible that I'm like, what is this? This is terrible. But like I said, I'll probably remember something in the middle of Kuya P talking about his stuff. But all in all, a good week of watching.
So Glenn, this will make you happy. Since I'm now this college student thing again in my 30s. Penn State won the Rose Bowl, the very last Rose Bowl, and I am proud of the sports ball teams that are part of my school.
Do you mean the last Rose Bowl and the
under the name, right? Isn't
the one, the final one? They're never doing it again, or the most recent?
Apparently, so according to my husband, this is the last Rose Bowl. They're changing names next year.
Interesting.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So
I didn't know that either.
That's what he was saying. So I'm gonna have to probably look that up to verify now. But we were sitting at lunch and I was just like, "Hey, my team won," and he was just like, "Yeah, the last one," and I'm like, Cool.
Nice.
So you should be proud. I know a sports ball thing.
You do. Go Nittany Lions. Nittany Lions.
Nittany, yeah.
What's a Nittany? What is a Nittany?
I saw it in the orientation. I don't remember now.
Okay.
We're the kitty cats. We're kitty cats.
It couldn't just be lions. It had to be a Nittany lion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always wondered the same thing, Glenn. I'm glad you asked that.
Some research. Oh, okay. And I'm so sorry to all the Penn State alums that I'm currently like pissing off right now. I do go there. I do. I promise.
Can we call you our little Nittany?
No, because that sounds too much like my sister's name, and we're just not going to go into that conversation. Okay. But going into that, Kuya P, tell us what you've been watching.
Okay. Well, first, I feel bad that Glenn took up your Our Flag Means Death, and I didn't catch up on either of y'all's projects, but I am interested in both of what you guys mentioned. So let me just promote those lovely picks. Both Heather and Glenn gave their top 2022 TV, film, and streaming. Go check it out. I'm definitely going to check out their recommendations when I have the time. But meanwhile, what I was up to, I'm also doing some additional promo right here. What I was up to was editing a bunch of interviews from Exotica 2022 that Glenn and I covered. I've been laughing my ass off of editing and watching Glenn's interviews. So if you haven't checked it out, just some great convo that Glenn had with a bunch of the people that he met, and just delightful. My boy rocked it. Props to my boy Glenn, but just had a lot of fun watching and interviewing and editing those interviews. Outside of that, I've been watching a lot of YouTube, because in the meantime of uploading on YouTube, I catch up on YouTube a little bit to see what other people are doing. I'm watching a lot of Froggy Flips. If you guys are familiar with that YouTuber, he basically goes to a bunch of yard sales and just finds like gems in yard sales, right? Like things that are, he's a big pop culture guy. So he finds like a lot of cool records, a lot of cool pop culture things in there. So that kind of inspired me to recently, over this past weekend, go to this event called the DC Big Flea Market at Chantilly Expo Center, which is like an antique thing. And yeah, just a bunch of old people, but hey, whatever, it's fun for everybody. I went antiquing with my wife, and I picked up a big fork and spoon for my kitchen, because you can't be Filipino and not have a big fork and spoon in your kitchen. And I was failing as a Filipino, so that has been remedied. I now have a big fork and spoon. And also picked up some cool, what did I pick up? Some cool imported anime stuff for my daughter. She's a big Hello Kitty person. Picked up some Hello Kitty stuff. And yeah, so that was fun. But that's on a personal note. On the what else? What am I watching? I had it in the holster. I was getting in the gun, and I was gonna shoot off what I had in mind, but I can't even remember what I've been watching lately. Oh, wrestling. Wrestling.
Yes, oh my God, last weekend. Oh my God.
I am a huge, and my daughter is the biggest Sasha Banks fan. Wrestling is awesome right now, and Sasha Banks is back, but she's not Sasha Banks anymore. She's left the WWE because WWE's been trifling, but that's a whole nother note. She's now Mercedes Money, however you want to pronounce it. Heather, was that what you're thinking too? Were you a fan of? Were you excited?
I love Sasha. I'm no matter where she's gonna go, I wish her the best, and her hair is flawless.
Yes.
So leopard print does her well.
Yeah, super excited to see her back. Getting all the merch too, because now all the money goes to her. You know, unlike WWE, where just this corporation makes billions off of these wrestlers, you know, using their bodies to do these amazing feats, but don't get any bit of it. You know, excited to support her in her new endeavors. So yeah, watching wrestling, God, there's stuff I'm watching that I can't even think right now. So it's probably gonna happen while Heather's talking about what she's doing. Like because Glenn hasn't cut me off yet to figure out what he forgot. I'll try to remember later, but just been doing a lot of editing though, and enjoying that to just bring material for y'all that are checking us out right now. So Heather, what are you watching and all of that to catch us up as well?
Sure. So we're doing school for all of you college students who are of normal age. Starts this week, so my husband and I were trying to catch up on all of the last minute things. So we finally got our first new episode of National Treasure post post our shows. And then, of course, this week we finally get the final and new episode of Willow. Yay! I finally get to watch a new episode of Willow. It's only been 3 months. But so most of it was just lots of catch up, lots of anime, lots of random stuff. But the big one that I did finally see Glass Onion. And so I can definitely understand now why Rian Johnson did not want it to be called a Knives Out mystery, because it's not a Knives Out mystery. It's a completely separate story. Can totally understand why.
Yeah.
And I will say that it's exactly like we talked about before. You could tell who it was from the get-go, but God damn it, did they make it convoluted to get there? Confirm you were right. But it was a lot of fun. I will say it wasn't as fun as the original, but it was still fun. Lots of great actors, and we'll say Batista is continuing to show that he is a good human overall. He's from DC. Well, he's not from DC, but he lived here for a time and lived a life here in DC. So rock on to a native DCer. But yeah, other than that, it's kind of really all there has been. One of the great things about this past couple of weeks is that there hasn't been a lot. Basically, There really hasn't been a lot of new shit coming out, so we can play kind of low, which will also lead into my picks this week. I kind of had it's slim pickings right now. It's
slim pickings.
We're going to get back into it. It's, of course, Oscar season. The Golden Globes are this weekend, I think. So we're getting into award season, which means that movies want to die down because they don't want to be outshadowed by the awards that they won next year. So let's
calm before the storm.
Calm before is that what we're going to say it? And my screen just got real bright here. So I forgot what the movies were that I picked.
Maybe because you don't give a fuck.
There we go. That's what it is.
Lead off.
Okay, there it is. So yes, to start out, this is not something that Nick Cage did, but it is the subtle art of not giving a fuck. Shout out to Watch the History of Curse Words on Netflix. It's still amazing. I wish I made a second season.
You're going to die one day. They just wanted to remind you. Stand
clear.
This is me, Mark Manson, and I wrote a book. It's about self-esteem. You deserve to be special and unique and extraordinary. Actually, that's bullshit. It's about positivity. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down. You go on social media and you feel like a loser. The message is that a better life is about more. Making a lot of money might make you feel good, but it won't make your kids love you. Our brain is kind of playing this game with us. To give a fuck about everything. Nicer job, low-fat milk, SPF and ozone, social media. Who's the CEO? Is this a riot or a fucking parade? Then we'll live happily ever after. I get knocked down. There's only a few things in life that are ever worth giving a fuck about. But I get up again. It'd be a hell of a lot easier if I could just hit you with 6 easy steps to life success. But to really get into this stuff, you've got to feel it. And to feel it, I get knocked down. I guess I'm gonna have to dig up some old painful shit.
Yo, okay. I see you, Heather.
Right. So it's the subtle art of not giving a fuck is a somewhat mockumentary, but it is a documentary that is hosted by Mark Manson, who wrote the book. If you have never heard of the book or if you have never seen it, actually gained a little bit extra notoriety. It's a best-selling book that sold like 5 million copies or something like that. But Katie Porter, who is a House representative from California, was actually caught reading it in plain view during the speaker votes this week. So if you recognize the title, you've probably recently seen it in that meme or that tweet. And
it's pretty funny.
It's pretty great. Have either of you ever read the book?
I have not. I've seen it a bunch of times, and I've always wanted to crack it open, but I just have not given a fuck to do so. But it's funny. I don't know why. Before we started the trailer, I thought Nicolas Cage was going to be in it. So the whole time I'm like, oh, where's Nick going to pop up in this? I don't know. What did we say?
That's what I said. I said this is not Nicolas Cage because this is not the history of curse words, but you should watch on Netflix.
Got you.
Separate.
Gotcha. Okay. That I was like, wait, why did I think you're like, this is not Nicolas Cage? And I was like, is Nicolas Cage there? Was there a possibility we're going to get Cage? Because Nicolas Cage he's the not giving a fucking actor I know, you know?
We support you for that, Nick. You keep going, honey. You keep doing it.
Yeah, he brings that energy to the stage. I love it. Yeah. So anyway.
Is this something you'd want to watch?
Oh, 100%. I love films like this, self-help, things that dig into the human condition, human psyche, basically what makes us tick, what will help us tick better. I'm a fan. I thought it was cool. I thought the trailer was really well done, you know, and of course, big pandas, love those as well. So it seems like it should be interesting, and I actually give a fuck about this. I want to check it out.
All right, Kuya P, what about you? Maybe haven't cracked open the book, but would like to watch it?
Yeah, I've never cracked the book open. Much like Glenn, I've heard a lot about it. Always meant to pick up the book, check it out. Heard so many positive things from so many friends and mutuals that did. So yeah, this just now intrigues me even more to pick up the book, and I definitely want to check out this film. I'm excited for this, and because when I pulled out the trailer and everything, a lot of his information's there. He seems like he'd be approachable. Like, I'm curious if I can book him. So stand by for that. If we can book him, I'll set that up for you, Heather.
I was gonna say that I will happily talk to him about that book.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'll set that up if I can. But yeah, he seems accessible and giving. And yeah, from everything I've heard, like, I want to check out this film, and I definitely still plan to check out this book.
The book is a lot of fun. It's one of those books that's also really easy to pick up and put down. Like, you're not supposed to take it seriously, like the book says. You're kind of supposed to let a little bit of life go. You need to live life. You need to enjoy life, and you can't get stuck in this cycle of not only selfishness, but this cycle of other people's selfishness. You get stuck in it to make yourself feel a little bit better. It's a really, really fun book. Once again, something you put up, you can pick up, read a couple chapters, and put down. The film, I think, is going to be available on streaming. It is brought by Universal. I do not know which one it is, but it is available this weekend. And once again, that is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It is a documentary. It is not a movie. It is a documentary. So heads up. All right. The second one is a little bit different. And I just didn't look at the name. Like, I'm an idiot.
You're a little mousy on this one.
I know I am. Okay, there we go. Because this one actually surprised me. I was very interested in this. But let's see what happens if you just become that little dormouse.
Dormouse.
Hey, Mama. Did Doe Eyes come in today?
You know, Doe, pretty girl, dumb as a rock. Must have forgot.
Did you try calling her? I did nothing.
I can go to her place tomorrow and check in.
How your comics going?
Haven't sold a single copy.
Oh, mousy baby, don't give up. Trust me, you want out of this place.
We had 2 girls go missing from Mama's in the past week. One got snatched from her home, and the other got grabbed out of an alley by guys in suits and thrown into a limo.
Sounds like they're dead to me.
We gotta get him, Max.
You're looking down deep wells, little dormouse, asking dangerous questions.
You only wanted a nipple. But it looks like you got the whole wheel of cheese. Didn't you, little dormouse?
No one calls me Dormouse.
Pulling out some bangers this week, yo. Where did that come from?
I literally, this is, you know how they say never judge a movie by its by its poster. This is one where as I told y'all before, like there are very slim pickings trying to figure out what to watch. But the poster for this just kind of was like, all right, I can't not be interested in this. It's kind of suspense, kind of thriller. And of course they throw in local comic creatives. So I'm like, all right, let's see what it is. I think that it is limited release in theaters, but is primarily coming to streaming. But Dormouse, Kuya P, let's start with you. What are your thoughts?
I'm all in. Like, yeah, just all the genetic makeup watching that trailer. Like, I've noticed that actress in other projects before. And then you had Famke, you had Donald. And that one woman looked like it was kind of like Judi Dench's. I don't know if that was Judy, but
I highly doubt it, but it does look fun.
If they had the budget for Judy, right? But yeah, just everything there, the comic stuff, the art, the vibe, totally unexpected. That just had all the right components for a project for me that I want to check out. And also, again, because it's an indie film, we have the connections for all the big studios, but we have better chances with indie stuff. I wonder if we can book the talent involved with this as well. Like at least maybe the writer director. I'm sure I can get him or her, whomever that may be. So I will dive into that and see if I can make that happen as well. For you, Heather, because this is your pick week. Just a great pick.
It's always fun to see an artistic, a diverse cast. It looks like they once again, one of the great things about an indie art film is that they always seem to have like so much fun and be so proud of the film. So got to support them where we can. What about you, Glenn? What are your thoughts?
One of my favorite actresses is Famke Janssen. So I was in it when I saw it, and I was like, I did the same thing when you were like, is that Judi Dench? I was like, is that Famke? And it happened to be her. So that makes me very happy. The movie looks very, very cool. I'm all for the indie, lower budget or, smaller budget film. So I want to check it out. It'll be very interesting to see like where it goes. It looks like they're going to have some that mystery thing, where you tug on a string and then all of a sudden it's like there. I love that line of like, oh, you wanted to nibble, but you got the whole wheel. It's like, okay. And it's very interesting. Because when you hear that, like you get the whole wheel of cheese thing, it's like a dog chasing his tail. So now what are you going to do with it? And then you kind of get the answer in the trailer. It's like, oh, I'm about to be, more than you can handle. Like nobody calls me Dormouse, So I thought that was very, very cool. And then seeing the silhouette of her, like the shadowed silhouette where it has the two puffs, kind of mimicking, the big mouse. So that was also very cool. I liked it. I like what they did with the trailer there. It's set up just enough intrigue that it makes you want to use it. I always think it's weird when movies have like the masked characters and the pig mask and all that. Anytime I see that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a weird movie. It's like if you put that pig mask in a movie, it's like, oh, this is going to be odd. It's going to have some like weird sexual stuff. It's going to have some odd violence. Like that pig mask to me says so much when it's in a movie. I feel like anytime you've never seen a normal movie that has had somebody wearing the pig mask, like that pig mask means there's going to be turmoil.
Which is a bad thing for you or a good thing? Because I like that they made that kind of
it's a good thing. I just have, it's a good thing. I just have to prepare myself. Okay. Like, this is going to be a little bit, because if you're watching a movie and everything's like normal and then you're just expecting like a normal, but then, the pig mask comes out and then stuff starts getting weird. Stuff doesn't get normaler after the pig mask comes out. So
there's a great saying for that. Some fuckery is afoot.
Some fuckery is definitely afoot when the pig's mask is on. So I'm here for it. I want to check it out. I give this pick a thumbs up. I really like it. What are you thinking? What made you pick this, Heather?
I was trying to figure out a third and I saw the poster and I'm like, all right, I'm down. I did the most basic of like Google searches on it and it looked interesting enough that I was like, you know what? I can dig it. Even though there are slim pickings, there are still pickings. This definitely stood out of the crowd. So
you scored on that one. You scored on that one. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what just happened there, but something just happened. All right.
All right. I got like a little chill, and then I was trying to put two things at once. Okay, sorry. Okay. Continue on.
All right, so this one I can remember because we've been waiting for this for like 2 years now. Let's watch the very last pick of the evening, The Last of Us.
Oh, nice.
If you don't think there's hope for the world.
I believe this was Glenn's number 1 for the year, so.
Yeah, for sure.
You haven't seen the world.
Clickers.
You don't know. You keep going for family.
I'm not family.
So this is this Friday?
Your cargo.
Sunday. This is
Sunday. We gotta wait till
January
Sunday.
15th.
Oh, this is our my Sunday HBO watch.
Okay.
Somewhere out west. They're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches, don't.
Okay.
She's so cute.
If I'm taking you with me, do what I say when I say it. Got any advice on the best way west? Yeah, go east. You've come this far, and you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us. Scared him?
Ooh.
He did look like he was scared.
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you're someone's.
You trust me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting Lamar Johnson's in this film. Or in this television show. Every time I see him, I'm like, wait, is that? Oh, right. I've known that for like every single time. Daddy Pascal is playing a father figure in The Last of Us. Take that, Daddy, as you wish, as you deem fit, however you want to use that descriptor. I'll start with you, Glenn. We already went into this. You already said why this is your number 1 television show for the year, but final thoughts before it actually airs.
I will tell you this. I love my Sunday HBO drama, thriller, action deals. And I feel like this is good. It's going to be right in there. It's going to slide right in, fill that hole, because for the last few Sundays, it's like, what do I do on my Sundays? House of Dragon is gone. And I'm used to having an HBO thing to watch. And so now this is coming back. They put it right in that time slot, which means that you know that they think that this is going to be a flagship show. It's got the actors to do it. It looks like it's done and handled very well. And I don't know, man, just with the way things sometimes seem to be going in the world, post-apocalyptic, I don't know if I'm watching it more for the entertainment or to get some like insight into what I should be expecting when everything breaks down. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's like these are pro tips. I was like, all right, let's take a note here. Make sure you get your little backpack first. Never, watch out for clickers. Just like all those type of things. Always, grab your rifle and high brush. Whatever happens in the show, I'm gonna use these tactics when the zombie apocalypse hits us, or whatever apocalypse hits us. I am here for it. I am very much about it. I'm sure you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy, but that's
no, of course not.
You guys don't ever think that when these post-apocalyptic shows like Walking Dead and stuff, do you ever think about like, let me just make sure I have extra water just in case it all goes down?
Oh no, absolutely.
Okay.
You need to know the rules. Make sure you follow the rules. But there's something that we have learned very much from the past several years is that we are 15 minutes away from the end of the world at any point. Like that clock is ticking closer and closer and closer every single day. So being prepared is not a bad thing. Being a conspiracy theorist is something completely different.
I mean, I listen. Those are going to be the people who are going to win out.
No, they ain't, because they're the ones that don't know how to actually use a gun, yet they just have thousands of them.
But those, I feel like those will be the people who are ready, because they've been thinking about this stuff. And sometimes I'll feel like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I definitely want to make sure that I've watched all the seasons of Walking Dead to make sure that I can prepare for things. Also, I want to make sure I have my zombie apocalypse squad together. So I'll look for keys into who should be in the squad and who shouldn't. Obviously, you all have made it. So, anyways, we're supposed to be talking about Last of Us. I am very much here for it. Appointment TV. I can't wait. You guys already saw, and if you haven't seen, go check it out. Our end of the year picks, because this was one of my top streaming picks. Check it out. I can't wait to see it. What about y'all?
Kuya P.
I'm excited to check it out. Yeah, I know it's one of Glenn's major picks for the year, so I'm excited to check it out. Yeah, play the game, based on what it's all based off of, because that won a lot of awards, and mine are still in the plastic. So eventually I need to tear them open and play it. I'm sure, like, maybe after I watch it on Sunday, I'll be like, okay, now I got to play this damn game.
Dive in. Just dive in and do it.
So yeah, I'm excited to check it out and see if it provokes us to add it to another one of our joints where we do reviews on it. We're always looking to provide that additional content. So we'll see if it pushes us to do that. Yeah. Sure. Heather, what about you?
I'm looking forward to it. But once again, Daddy Pascal, I will watch him in anything and everything he does. Always and forever. Daddy Pascal. Once again, however you want to use the term daddy, that's how you can think of it, that I'm saying it. He is forever both a father figure and something else entirely. So I mean, he literally is a father figure in everything he does. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest.
He's good, man. He's stern but fair.
Let's tell that to all the thirst videos and on the interwebs. Okay. So with that being said, I do also want to shout out, this is actually something that's pretty disappointing to me. Velma also starts this weekend on HBO Max, and this is actually the first Scooby-Doo show that I am not looking forward to. I'm going to say that right now. I've never, ever said anything negative about anything Scooby ever, and this will be the first Scooby-Doo show that is going to just break my heart to just be on the air. So, well, we're talking about HBO.
You know what I have to say about that? Jankies.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess nobody wanted to go along.
I was confused. I'm confused. I'm totally confused. Is this the
new cartoon, the new grown-up Velma cartoon?
It's dropping this week.
It's dropping this week, also on Sunday or Friday, one of the two. Yeah. And it has been riddled with just the worst of worst news. There's lots of just really gross people involved. The series, it doesn't have a Scooby-Doo in it, which just and the reason that they say that it doesn't have a Scooby-Doo is it would take away from the imagination of it. And it's like, but it's still a cartoon with monsters in it. So it seems like this is more just me complaining for a second about how there's.
I was thinking like we're supposed to have the trailer for that set.
No. I don't care to promote it. It's like HBO. You're canceling a lot of really good shows, but then you kept a show that literally goes against everything that is Scooby-Doo. Like Last of Us is still, at least I'm excited for it. I'm just also really sad that Velma is also like coming in and just destroying all of my hopes and dreams this weekend. So. Oh
my gosh! I've heard the rumblings, but I haven't really been keeping up. And I am a Scooby-Doo fan. So
what are the
I'm so lost on this, but so I need to, I didn't even know it was dropping already so far. Well, and it kind of says something where they don't even have a trailer for it.
Well, they do have a trailer. They do have a trailer, but
it's a trailer.
Yes, it's very short. It's very, very short, very sweet. A lot of just not great things came out like right when the trailer hit.
Oh snap!
One of them being that a certain Harry Potter creator decided to share, and what's her face, who is one of the creators of Sex Lives of College Girls. Decided to share and reshare, and between the two of them, that's just some really transphobic behavior. And then of course we have the announcement of basically we can't have a talking dog because cartoons have to be more real, and it's just
Wow.
HBO, you already canceled so many good shows. Do better. Just do.
I was looking at it, and the cast of it looks pretty darn awesome. It's got Mindy Kaling in there. It's got my man Sam Richardson in there, who I love. Glenn Howerton, obviously. Ming-Na Wen is in there. Constance Wu is in there. There's Stephen Root. Come on, this is Fortune Feminist. And Nicole Byer. Wanda Sykes. Weird Al Yankovic is in this damn thing. Jane Lynch and Gary Cole. It seems to have like a ton of people in here. I don't know. Heather. I don't know. I didn't even know this existed, and now I'm like, ooh.
I knew it was happening, but I didn't know that they were dropping it yet.
Ooh. Yeah, I literally saw a poster right before, and like my heart dropped. I'm like, I've never been sad about anything Scooby-Doo in my life. Like, I will stand by that Scooby-Doo 1 and Scooby-Doo 2 are some of the best Scooby-Doo movies ever. It's just one of those where it's like,
yeah.
Ming, you know what you did, what you did wrong and how you hurt the LGBTQIA community. So do better. Anywho,
I think Glenn and I are at least going to have to do a react to this. And if you want to be on it real quick, just so we can see it.
That's fine. We can do a react right
like it's shit. Fuck off.
Yeah. I didn't even know I don't know what is going to, I didn't know this existed.
So stay tuned, y'all. We're going to close it out and we'll do a react and we'll have this on the site so people can see our thoughts real quick. Because Glenn and I are like,
we're lost.
We're lost. We need to see what's going on with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair. Sorry. Just while I was on the HBO train of thought, I was just like, oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
I did think you were throwing it to like an honorable mention trailer.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and that's where I got lost. I was like, did I do something?
No. I wish. If there was ever something Scooby-Doo, it would always be an honorable mention because Scooby-Doo is always an honorable mention. And HBO, please make us a Scooby Apocalypse. Make us a Scooby Apocalypse show.
That would be dope. That needs to happen.
Needs to happen. Really needs to happen.
Scoobopolis.
Are you aware of that, Glenn? Because if you're not, you need to repeat that. It was a comic book that I'm sure Heather could fill you all in on, but that is super dope.
If you out there in the watching view lands have never read any of the adult Hanna-Barbera comics that came out starting in 2015, I believe, read them. Scooby Apocalypse was awesome. Future Quest #1, which is unfortunately sad that it was never continued because our amazing Darwin Cook, who was one of the co-founders of the series, passed away very shortly after the series began. Future Quest #1 is probably one of the greatest comics I have ever read.
Whoa.
Of all time.
Whoa.
And that's
saying a lot.
That's saying a lot. I'm not saying it's the #1 by far, but it's one of those where it's like easy top 10 best comics I've ever read in my life.
Wow.
Read it. They're a lot of fun. Most of them are shorts. You've got the Flintstones, you got the Jetsons, but Scooby-Doo was one of the longest running. And Snaggletooth Exit Stage Left is one of the greatest queer comics that you'll ever read.
Yeah.
So good.
Won awards too. Yes,
it did. It won several awards. Anywho, I'm sorry. I got so distracted because HBO is upsetting me today. All right. But watch The Last of Us with your eyes this week.
All right.
So, okay, we're going to finish up. What are y'all thumbs with my posts? Did I do good? Bad?
Definitely.
They're
all good.
Yeah.
All good.
Solid. Very good.
Completely solid. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still doing good. You know that at some point I'm going to fail on this real bad. Okay, all right, guys. Let's see where we can go so that we can do that Velma reacts. Glenn, where can they find you?
You can always check me out at levelupcomedy.com. By the way, we just started for 2023 a new blog on the levelupcomedy.com website. So I'll just be sharing thoughts, just random things that I like to write. So I'll be trying to get that out there. Glenn Lawrence Comedy on Facebook and IG. Glenn Levels Up on Twitter.
And Kuya P.
Dope. Can't wait to check that out. Glenn, support my man. Show him some love and follow. For me, it's the legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, IG, Hive, and of course here with Heather and Glenn and the whole squad at the NRW and at New Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world.
Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go watch all of our 2022 and 2023 things. You can find me at Nerd is a Heather on Twitter and at Heather is a Nerd on Instagram, Hive, and TikTok. Give us your reviews. Tell us what else you want to watch and what you're watching, what we missed this week. And we will see y'all next week, everyone.
Bye.